So a buddy of mine came into my work yesterday, and he's been in crypto for quite some time now. And we were discussing the market, things that are going on right now, what to pay attention for, when things might run. And we were discussing a bunch of different assets. ADA was in fact one of them. And I stumbled across some information that I think is going to break a lot of people's brains, because right now, I think a lot of people have this misconception that there's this mass exodus going on, that people are losing interest in ADA and flocking to different things. And that's actually not the case. In fact, we're going through a big growth phase in terms of ADA right now and wiping out essentially a lot of the non-believers. And I want to show you guys this. So we're all pretty familiar that ADA price has been on the decline for quite some time, right? It's not even up for discussion. We basically from the start of March on started to drop. Yes, we had a nice pump to 81 cents, but the trend has kind of been set. We've been following this to the downside. And the interesting thing is that during this time, we have actually been growing in holders from an overall standpoint. But what I've really been paying attention to is what whales are doing, what whales and retail are doing. And you guys can see the numbers here. Well, if I could get back to March 1st, you guys can see retail was somewhere in that like 22.9 billion worth of holdings, 22.9 billion ADA. Whales in that 2.87 billion range. And you fast forward to today, and you can see that retail has actually grown to over 25.27 billion in ADA for holdings, and whales have grown to over 3.03 billion. So since March 1st, during this big decline that we've been on, whales have increased their position by almost 6%, and retail has increased their position by almost 10%. So what we've seen is that the people with the big money, they believe in ADA and they're accumulating. The people that have the smaller amounts of money and believe in the tech and the direction, they're accumulating. It's really been the cruisers, the middle wallets, what it calls the traders, right? Or the investors. That's what it says. The investors, the mid-size wallets, the ones that tend to day trade, the ones that tend to bounce from asset to asset are the only ones that we're really seeing be in the exodus, if that makes sense. So now that we're essentially washing out these non-believers, we see that the long-minded people, the people that are hoping for big growth, are the ones that are creating this fundamental strength in terms of ADA. And what this may lead towards, again, is that bigger movement in price. Because now that you've washed out a lot of those day traders and the people that don't care, well, guess what happens when price starts moving? They come back in, right? Now, I'll say that Into the Block is showing that a lot of these metrics for ADA are, in fact, bullish. You guys can see the holder concentration is bullish. You guys can see large transactions are bullish. Again, whales building their positions in a big way. This holder composition by time is very bullish because, again, most people have that long-term mindset. There are all these things that are looking actually extremely good for ADA. The lagging metric, again, is just price. So when does this price take off? Well, when there's more retail adoption, when there are new users coming into the space, when there are much bigger utilization of the Cardano blockchain. And that time's not here yet. I know I've talked about this a crap ton. I probably bore you guys to death with it, but know that later this year and into next year are when those times get heightened, when we really see that acceleration take place. So don't be fooled by, the FUD that's out there. Don't be fooled by the fact that price has been dropping. The metrics are showing something completely different. This is a strength building exercise for Cardano and ADA, and it's playing out perfectly. So I appreciate you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, but have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.